Hello, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Jocelyn, and I am so glad that you are here. We are finishing up the fourth trimester, which is basically the first 3 months postpartum. It can be a time of adjustment, and it can be very tough. And we are on the tail end of it. So if you are just joining and your baby is new, check out those other postpartum weeks. I will also be working on a postpartum page for my website that will also include baby tips and care because I have done several podcasts on all of that stuff. This podcast focuses mainly on pregnancy, but I also include a lot that I've learned in motherhood. So I'm glad that you are here. Let's jump into today's episode. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. So I had mentioned in past episodes that if you wanted me to go further into postpartum, I would. But I haven't received any emails or messages saying that you need that or desire that. So after this week, I am going to jump back into pregnancy and just focus on pregnancy again. But I love requests. I actually really enjoy speaking to requests because then I know that what I'm talking about is hitting a chord with someone, and that always makes it more fun when podcasting. I know that there are people out there listening, but anyway, it's just fun when I'm able to fulfill a request. So if you have a request, my email is positivityinpregnancy@gmail.com. I have a Facebook page, and I did create an Instagram page, which I am not active on. Maybe someday I will be, but it just hasn't been the season for that yet. So those are a couple of ways to contact me if you have a request. So you have reached the end of the fourth trimester, and this is a good milestone because you are starting to get the hang of having this new little one in your home. Babies may be starting to sleep a little bit longer. I hope so. But if you're like me, none of my babies really slept through the night for till I stopped nursing them, which was about a year. So not to discourage you, but that was my reality. There's so many resources that can help you in that area. I never really did figure it out, but they did get longer. I did get longer stretches, which was so nice. Something that can help your babies get ready for sleep is a routine. And I know I've mentioned this before, but we're creatures of habit, and so are our little babies. And if we do a similar routine before bed, they'll kind of start learning and get the cues that, oh, these are the things that help prepare me for bed. So you can do a variety of things. You can rock your baby. You could bath them. You could do a story. We do scriptures at night. Even with our little babies, we would read scriptures with them. And you could also sing them some songs or do lullabies. Our routine looks a little different for each baby, but we always do scriptures. We always do prayers. I always turn a noise machine on and give them a specific blanket. The blanket has worked good for me. I know people have different opinions on a blanket or a specific blanket. Some people say don't give them a specific blanket all the time, or that they'll just get so used to that and that will be their thing. But I have enjoyed letting my babies have a specific blanket that they like, because I bring that blanket out around nap time or bedtime, and they realize, oh yay, I'm excited, this is my favorite blanket, I'm going to sleep. And then for babies under 1, I also would use a pacifier. I was not one to feed my babies to sleep. I did not enjoy doing that. Now at nighttime feedings, that's what happens. You feed them and they go back to sleep, which is what you want. But I've mentioned my rhythm with taking care of babies, and it goes eat, let them be awake, and then let them go to sleep. So they don't need to nurse mom to go to sleep. They use the other routines that I've mentioned or that you set up for them to fall asleep. And that has worked really well for me. I know some women really like to nurse their babies to sleep. I didn't enjoy that. I wanted my babies to be able to go down for other people in the evenings so that maybe I could go out or something. And so that was the routine that worked really well for me. Find out what works best for you, though. What works best for me may not work best for you, and that's totally okay. And I think that is the value and the beauty in individuals, in us being different, is that we can find the ways that work for us and work for our babies. So think about that. Think about bedtime routines and what you want to include in your little one's routines. If you include good habits like scripture reading and prayers in the evening, as your kids grow, they will get used to that, and then they won't let you forget that has to happen every night. And so it can kind of be a blessing that now you have kids to remind you to do your scripture reading as a family in the evening. For mama, so we talked a little bit about baby. You are the end of the 4th trimester. I know I've said that a couple of times in this episode, but it is like a milestone. It's a little bit of a new phase, even though your baby is still small, even though you're still adjusting and trying to figure out things a little bit. You're healing, and your milk has probably regulated, hopefully, and just you feel like your hormones have regulated some, and you just feel a little bit in a better spot, and that is amazing. At this point, you might be thinking of trying to lose some of that baby weight, and that is understandable. I wanted to lose the baby weight as well. But if you're nursing, it can be worrisome that your milk supply is going to go down if you eat less. And this is true. If you eat less, your milk supply will likely be less. But there are a lot of ways to still lose weight and not eat less. I know this because I have done it. I've lost all the baby weight after each baby. I finally figured it out after baby 3. And so after baby 3, 4, and 5, I've lost all the baby weight. And I did it while nursing, and I did it without losing my milk supply. So the ways that I did it was to drink a lot of water. I drank probably a half a gallon a day of water. And then I also cut out all processed foods. So I basically went to a paleo type diet or lifestyle. I don't like the word diet. I went to a paleo style lifestyle. That's basically where you don't eat anything that has a food label. If it's processed, don't eat it. So it's a lot of vegetables, fruits, meats, and I did do dairy. I like dairy, and I felt that dairy was good, and dairy did not negatively affect my babies, so I included dairy. And I would eat until I was full. I actually never starved. I wasn't hungry. And I was able to still lose the weight. So give that a try and see if that works for you. Or there's probably something in your mind that you know you want to implement that will work for you. Sometimes we have these thoughts, your intuition, you can call them spiritual promptings, that come to you about how to help with your problem. In this case, the problem being weight loss. So act on it. Act on that intuition or the spiritual prompting to be healthier and to lose that weight. Now, something I do have to say, though, is it doesn't come off overnight. It took you 9 months to gain that weight, so it does take time to lose the weight. And it did take me time to lose the weight, but I did it the healthy way. I was able to nurse my baby without losing my milk supply the whole time, and it just happened. I didn't have to overthink it or overstress it. And you can do the same. I actually have done a lot of podcasts on losing weight and the things I do and have done to lose weight. I am a person who loves baked goods. I love any type of sweet baked goods, breads, rolls, pastries, cookies. They're all so good. I have a mega sweet tooth. I love sweet stuff, but I found that as I refrained for a time, I was able to lose the weight and then incorporate some of those things back into my diet on occasion. Now, I still try to be good about it. In fact, right now I'm in the middle of another 40-day sugar fast just to be healthier and to show my body that my mind can control and that I don't have to have sugar all the time, especially after the holidays. I needed that. Nonetheless, I will put a lot of these episodes I've done on weight loss in the show notes for you. The next thing I wanted to talk about for you is exercise. It is probably, if you haven't already, it is good to start back with some gentle exercise. I found out about Pilates, I can't remember if it was after my second or third baby, but gentle Pilates after having a baby felt so good. And as I did these Pilates, I would just imagine my body being thin, like the YouTube video I was doing, the free YouTube video. And I feel like that helps as you implement some of this postpartum exercise that's gentle and you can ease back into it. Something I would caution you to watch out for, though, is diastasis recti. Now, what is diastasis recti? It's basically where your abdomens, have been separated from childbirth. So you need to be careful and do diastasis recti safe workouts, ones that can help bring that back together. There are a lot of free ones on YouTube. In fact, there's a lady who I followed after my fifth baby, and I followed her videos a lot to get rid of and to heal the diastasis recti. I will link her in the show notes. She was really good. But your doctors don't usually ever mention it. Like, this is something that some exercises could make worse. So it is something to be aware of, and you can have your doctor check on it postpartum if you would like, but they won't really say anything unless you ask. So if you're concerned about diastasis recti, ask your doctor. They can check on it for you and do diastasis recti free postpartum videos to help you get that strength back, to help close it up, and you can heal. So just something to be aware of. I didn't know about diastasis recti or really know the importance of it. I probably till my fifth baby, actually. So if you're ahead of me and you're on your first or second, research diastasis recti a little bit and learn how to appropriately heal from this. Mama, you can do this. There is going to be hard times ahead. Your baby is going to get sick. You're going to get sick, and you're going to realize that being a mom with a sick baby is really hard. You're going to realize that being a sick mom with a baby is really hard, and it's going to be a struggle, and you will have days where you feel like, I can't do this again. This is too hard, and this is too much. I have had so many of those days. And if you dwell on those negative days where you are feeling sleep deprived, where the baby is teething, where the baby is colicky, where the baby is sick, and you just are struggling, you can dwell on those days, and it will make you remember all the hard and negative days. My encouragement for a mental shift today is to dwell on the positive days, because you are going to have a lot of beautiful and positive moments as well. Remember what it was like to just hold your baby as they slept, to watch their sweet little breathing in and out. Remember the time when your baby smiled at you and how beautiful it was to see it light up their eyes. Remember the time when your husband was holding your baby and just looking at them brought a wave of emotion into your mind and in your heart. These are all special and beautiful moments that you can choose instead to focus on instead of the negative. Not only will it open your mind to the beauty of babies, but you will feel happier. So I encourage you to do that this week, especially if it's been a hard one with lack of sleep and sickness. I encourage you to remember those positive times. Implement the mindset tools that I have taught you so that you can find more positivity in postpartum. Remember, gratitude can change your attitude. Affirmations for mindset domination. The negative to the positive is a great way to live, and mental health can bring emotional wealth. I am here to help you on this journey and I hope you'll implement what you have learned for more positivity. We will chat again next week. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.